just want the money, man. Fuck all the goobies and fuck all the fame. I just want the house, the flash, for Billy, the diamond go chain. You hearing them, coach? You hearing the crowd? They screaming my name. Wait for. Put me in again. Put me in again. Put me in again. Put me in again. Put me in again.
What's going on, chat? Welcome. Thank you for tuning in for another episode of Respect the Hustle podcast. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow us on all the socials. Check us out on Podbean. Shout out to Podbean. Check us out on Spotify, Apple, anywhere you get your podcast from. How are y'all doing, chat? How are y'all? All right. We got a lot to get to because it's been a while, chat. It has been a while. And as you can possibly see from the graphic, first and foremost, let's get straight to it. The Super Bowl matchup. Kansas City versus Philadelphia. How can I talk? Versus Philly. Man, chat. The Philly, on a video or two prior, I've said they was going to make the Super Bowl. Then I switched my pick to Detroit kind of mid-season. Now, Philly, they've made it. Saquon is running like a madman. But on this AFC side, and we're going to break down the game at a later date when we, probably Super Bowl Sunday, we're going to release a special Super Bowl edition. That's what I think I'm going to do. But, in my opinion, I need Kendrick to come and take another light skin out. Kendrick is going to be, as we know, halftime performer at the Super Bowl. Okay, he's already confirmed. He has SZA as a guest host, Man, I can't talk. He has SZA as a guest performer. I'm looking forward to the halftime show more than I'm looking forward to the game. Because if I have to see 15 Mahomes come out of this tunnel one more time, and y'all, you gotta understand, it's not just oh man, I'm hating on Mahomes. No. But my thing is the comparisons to my organization. Don't do that. Enjoy Mahomes, enjoy Kansas City and everything they doing for the time you got. Okay? Like even the other day, I heard was it Romo got blasted because he's so bent. Everyone's so bent on comparing them to the Patriots franchise that y'all are not appreciating them for what they're doing now. And I'm just tired of it. So, Saquon, Josh Allen couldn't do it. The ball is in your hands, young fella. No. Kendrick. I need you, my brother, to sing Not Like Us the same way you did it at your show. 4, 5, 6 times. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. Because somebody got to take this young kid out. I do not want nor need to see Mahomes holding up this Lombardi trophy at the end of this event. So Kendrick, the ball is in your hands, my young fella. The ball is in your hands. He can save the day. He can save the day. Speaking of Kendrick, you can comment, put something in the chat below. We have the Grammys this Sunday. The Grammys been released this Sunday, which is Sunday, February 2nd. And Not Like Us, nominated for a few awards, most notably the Record of the Year, Song of the Year. Do y'all think, come in a thumbs up or a yes? Y'all think that's gonna get the Song of the Year? Now, there's a lot of songs in that category, both categories. But honestly, I believe Not Like Us was a cultural moment, not only for hip hop, but also for, like, honestly, like, just trend wise. There was no bigger trend song. Not talking about a viral song that's on TikTok. No bigger trend song than since the last time of what Highline Bling, or maybe even the Kiki Do You Love Me song, both by Drake, coincidentally. But it's just, for me, looking back at, when the song released in April, I believe, and whatnot, almost a year later, and the remnants of the residue from this song, everything that song did is still prevalent. People are still getting sued. People are still getting sued for that song, for what happened with that song. So I believe it's definitely the biggest beef song. I know I said that some weeks ago. I said that some months ago on this podcast, and the clip went viral, and people fired me up, flamed me, said I'm losing my mind, said I'm a young fella. I just know it's almost a year later, after the beef has ended, and we still talking about it. So people are getting sued. I don't know any other thing that people got sued. I know some beefs that people got hurt over, but not nobody ever getting sued over a rap beef. So it's just crazy work, y'all. We're going to see. We're going to see what happens this Sunday at the Grammys. We're going to see what happens at the Super Bowl. I believe that same night, just to bring it up, Drake is going on an Australian tour. I just don't know. But Kendrick, you needed to save the Super Bowl, young fella. We're gonna have a Super Bowl episode at a later date. Perhaps it's gonna debut the day of the Super Bowl. I think I want to make that happen. So I'm gonna figure that out logistically. You tell me what you want to see, and I'm gonna try my best to make that happen. Speaking of music, hip hop, courtrooms. I mentioned being sued. Let's talk about courtrooms. A$AP Rocky. Okay, kind of caught some strays in that same beef that we speak of. But his trial continued yesterday. Trial continued yesterday. And pretty much day two, some years ago, his friend, A$AP, really, high school friends, said A$AP shot at him. Bullet grazed his hand. Rihanna caused up a stir when she showed up to the courtroom on Wednesday, because it's Rihanna. She showed up there again yesterday, to show support for A$AP. And I believe they offered him a plea deal. He declined, chose to go to trial. From what I read today, sounds like the ball is in A$AP's court. So we'll see exactly how that goes. Continue, stay tuned to that. Interesting case. I don't know all the details for it, but just an interesting case overall. YNF Lucci just released from prison after 4 years. Okay, in regards to all the RICO stuff and everything like that. So it's I believe that his situation, at least for now, looks to be on the upside. He's home, released to his family, his kids. Probably has some some conditional terms. I don't know why I said probational. Some conditional terms he has to follow and everything like that. But when I get more information about that, we're gonna bring that to you. For him, it just seems like it's crazy that 4 years that he was in jail for 4 years. It didn't seem that long. So to head over to sports. Kind of going back to sports, because we did talk about the Super Bowl a little bit. WNBA. As we know today, WNBA free agents can officially sign their new contracts. Okay, we know they have the tampering period has passed, came and went. some big news coming out. We got Kelsey Plum from the Aces going over to Sparks. Something that Sparks did need. Getting Brink back next year from the ACL injury, that's going to be vital in order for their success. Just kind of on a, I mean, someone that I did, Rakia Jackson, she is nice. I've been watching her in an Unrivaled 3v3, and she is nice. I didn't know she was a big guard like that. She a big guard, and so getting her out there, getting Lexi Brown out, Lexi Brown back and healthy and out there, and getting Brink back once again is going to be key for their success, for that organization. Another piece that I kind of feel like, man, let's just send this trophy to Vegas right now is Jewel Lloyd going to the Aces. She wanted out of Seattle, got out of Seattle, but go to the Aces? Y'all see my eyes just kind of like flickered, because it's like the rich really get richer. I still think they need a couple pieces to get back to where they were, the back-to-back, and doing the things that they were doing at that point, possibly even defensively and something off the bench. We know they got some a new organization is coming in, the Golden State expansion teams coming in this year. That's going to be interesting. Just getting some more players out there, getting some more teams out there. It's going to be interesting. I haven't heard as of now of where Kennedy Carter is going to be at, because she's a hooper. She's going to be a vital piece to whatever team that she does join. What I did find interesting is Brazil, the national team, they coming out here and they're about to get pieced up. Now, I have nothing against Brazil. But they are coming out here for an exhibition game. They're going to play Caitlin Clark. The first thing I heard about a couple of days ago, they're going to play Caitlin Clark at Iowa. It going to her home courts. And she going to shoot the lights out that building. She might put up 50 or 60 logo shots. It's crazy. Then yesterday, I heard Brazil, they're gonna take that, and then they're going to head down south and play against Angel Reese and the Sky at LSU. Camilla she's gonna be playing against her former team, her former national team, her home country team. But Jesus, like Brazil, I understand the thing. Y'all getting better. Y'all getting ready for LA 2028. Y'all better be hooping in LA 2028, because of all these. Angel Reese is gonna have a double-double. She's double-double queen, but she gonna have a triple-double that night. She going to LSU down south. The stars are gonna be in the building. Oh man, it's gonna be a game to see. That's gonna be a great game. She's not gonna take part of the NBA 3-point contest. She don't want to participate in the 3-point contest until she can do it for the W. Kudos to her with that. Kind of, I know she says she don't want to. She practices her shots getting passes or from the machine, not necessarily shooting balls off the rack. It's not realistic. It hasn't been realistic for a lot of people. Like, no one does, but traditionally everyone has did those type of shots. Like, so I was just a little concerned and curious about that. But to each his own. That's how she feels. We'll see. I mean, she might change the rule book for the W, so I don't want to say she's gonna get the balls off the rack in the W, but we'll see. Switching over to the NBA side, All-Star rosters have been released. So, what do you think about those rosters? Now, we know for the reserves, starters are voted in. Got it. For the reserves, they're selected by coaches. 7 of the league top 20 scores are not in the All-Star game. Once again, 7 out of the top 20 scores in the NBA right now 7 of them are not going to be at the All-Star game. You do with that what you want to. Just saying. A question came to me of what do I think about, I think his name is Isaiah Stewart. I call him Beef Stew around my parts. Trying to bring back is he trying to bring back the bad boy image of Detroit Pistons? Every time I see this man, I haven't seen an actual basketball highlight. I've seen him trying to be the bad guy of sports. Draymond isn't the bad guy of the NBA anymore. I'm sorry, Dre. Sorry. That title has been taken by Stewart from the Detroit Pistons. The man pushing the referee, the man flicking people off, he doing gun signs, I don't know what he's throwing up in half these clips. I don't know. Does he have it all? In my mind frame. That's my question. I don't know. I don't think it's needed for everything he does. I was shocked when he pushed the referee. I mean, kind of stiff-armed him. I mean, I was just shocked. I mean, I don't know. But it's been a lot of just crazy stuff going on. Speaking of that, Jimmy Butler has been suspended indefinitely due to everything. Now, in my mind frame, I believe it's a money grab from the organization. I think initially. So at this point, the tipping point for them was they told him someone else was going to start. Once again, someone else was going to start in his place. Someone that was going to start in his place. He walked out of practice. Now, conduct detrimental to the team, repeated patterns, suspended indefinitely. This was really just going to happen anyway. The organization is all about money. They did not want to pay this man, ultimately knowing that, especially to the point for where he says, I don't want to be here. I don't have my joy. I'm not going to find my joy here for basketball. Pat Riley made sure that this man was not going to finish this season. And whether they're trying to find a suitor for him or whatnot, they need to do it quickly. We know the trade deadline is next Thursday. This has to happen soon. Soon. So, I believe... So, Jimmy did what any competitor does, what any leader does, what anyone say in the barbershop. He was out last year in the NBA playoffs. After the playoffs, they came to him. The media did. I'm not going to blame the media. The media came to the star. Oh, what you think? In one way or another, he said, oh, if I was here, if I was healthy, we would have won. Regular talk. But Pat Riley still thinking it's the 80s and 90s, and he can just say whatever he want to say to the stars. This is not the day and age no more. The owner, you don't have the owner, GM, like everybody in that place of power, you don't have the power that you once had. Yeah, you got contractual papers and stuff like that, but in turn of actually looking at, no one's ran by money anymore. People have so many different things you can do. And then you look at endorsements and you look at other stuff that's open for you, and especially a star of Jimmy's caliber, he's not worried about money in that aspect. Players like that are more so worried about respect, their name, their legacy, so on and so forth. One way or another, he told him, shut up. If you ain't playing, don't talk. No one, especially if Jimmy Stature, is going to take that. And so that, he wanted the extension. They pretty much made it known that the extension wasn't going to happen. And at that point, the joy was gone. So him making it known that the joy was gone, at that point opened the door for them to say, okay, he don't want to be here. We don't want to pay him. He got habits. Because we allow him to have habits. We're going to get him off this team one way or another. For these same habits, we're gonna start booking him. We're gonna start booking him for it. He likes to book his own flight. No, it's against policy. He late, missed the plane, suspended. He likes to stay at Airbnb or get his own hotel room. Up against team policy. Book it, suspended. Then, he's talking in front of the media. Basically, not doing what not saying that he loves us. Book it, you're gone. He's back at practice. Man, can't say nothing to him this way or another. Hey, Jimmy. I'm gonna start Respect the Hustle podcast. This man gonna walk out. Suspended indefinitely because that tag they gave him, detrimental. It's not arguing with a teammate, non-physical, non-verbal. It's a certain punishment you can give them. Saying detrimental, it's a mental thing. What are you gonna do for a mental situation? We're gonna reevaluate him. Mentally, he's not quite there, not quite ready. So that's the worst tag you can kind of put on someone. Knowing that with that is not it's a broad spectrum. You can't, we can't tell you exactly when he's gonna be ready. He's gonna be ready. So we kind of bashed him. They kind of bashed him. Not making that product look good. So we'll see what kind of trade offers they get if they get a couple in this next week. My thought process behind it is what's gonna happen if he doesn't get a trade. I think he has a player option. He got opt in for the 52, but it's gonna get ugly. It's going to get ugly. So let's just brace ourselves, check that out, prepare for that, and see what's going on. But that's just crazy. That's just crazy. I don't know. I don't know. But comment below on what y'all think about everything we went over today. Thank y'all for tuning in to Respect the Hustle podcast. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, give it a thumbs up. Let me know what else you want to see on here. We have some good things coming up soon. Make sure you continue to tune in, continue to check us out. Subscribe. Peace.
I just want the money, man. Fuck all the groupies and fuck all the fame. I just want the house, the flash, for Billy, the diamond go chain. You hearing them, coach? You hearing the crowd? They screaming my name. Wait for. Put me in again. Put me in again. Put me in again.